Hey everybody, welcome back. So it is another story time video. Yay! But hopefully you enjoyed my last one, which was about me getting kind of a stalker. And this one is basically another story from the same period of time. So this was the same year and a half that I worked at the sushi restaurant. So if you didn't watch my last video, I worked in a sushi restaurant slash, actual restaurant for about 1.5 years. Back when I was still attending university, before I, dropped out. This was kind of the time where a lot of kind of weird things happened, but nothing like really weird, except for this story. This story was the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me, and it's probably the weirdest thing that will ever happen to me. So back when I worked at this sushi restaurant, there was kind of 2 levels of management. There was us workers, there was our manager, who managed the several restaurants that were in the chain, and then there was the big boss who actually owned the restaurants. So our managers were kind of around, but not around that often. They worked occasionally, but the big boss would come in kind of once or twice a week to kind of oversee things. He occasionally lent a hand, but he kind of just dropped in and kind of, oversaw things and just made sure that everything was kind of running smoothly, which is fun. He was quite a, how do I put this? I don't think he understood the personal bubble very much. He, when I was, serving people or standing at a till, like, organising things, he'd come over and put his hand on my shoulder and, go, how's it going, he'd be really close, and I was always kind of like, back off. But, what can you do? He was a nice enough dude. He was a bit weird. He was probably in his 50s, I would say. On a couple of occasions I was his interpreter. He had a thick accent, and quite often on phone calls people couldn't understand what he was saying, so every now and then I became his personal translator. Really wish I got paid for that. But anyway, nice enough dude. Kind of was just the big boss. He kind of was just around every now and then. I didn't really think much of it, he helped out by taking plates in occasionally, he took a stack of plates from the outside tables and brought them in and smashed them all over the floor by accident, but usual boss stuff. But one night in 2013, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but it was probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock, so the restaurant closed at 9. So it was towards the end of the shift. I've been working since 12, so it was quite a long shift, and I was starting to pack up. It was getting quiet, so I was starting to sweep the floors and wipe down the tables and put things away and kind of just get things organised for when we eventually shut for the day. And he came in, and I think I was just running dishes back and forth to the kitchen, and he stopped me and he went, hey, can I talk to you outside? And I was like, instantly, alarm bells. I was like, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done wrong? Because that's kind of your instant response when your boss comes in and goes, hey, can I talk to you outside? And I was like, holy crap, what have I done? Turns out I hadn't done anything. But he led me outside, and outside, in the middle of a small town in New Zealand on the main street, was a limo. I'm not lying. There was an actual limo sitting outside. Turns out it's this guy, it's my boss's limo, and he's got his own driver. That's a thing that he had. First of all, I was insanely jealous. I would love to have a driver and have a limo and be driven around. That'd be great. Because I've got my license, but driving around kind of is just dull. It would be lovely to be driven around. So anyway, there's this limo outside, and he wants to talk to me, and he leads me over to said limo and opens the door. At this moment, I feel like more alarm bells should have been ringing off in my head going, don't get into the car with this dude. He's your boss, but you don't really know him. But I was 18, I was stupid. I got into this limo, and I sat at the furthest edge away from him because he sat on the other side. I was in the passenger seat, of this, you know, at the back of this limo, and I was sitting right up against the door. Like, I was literally pressed against the door, just in case I had to, like, jump out and do a barrel roll onto the street or something. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think I'd ever try that. It seems like a terrifying thing to me, but apparently, in my mindset, that was the best option. So he was sitting on the opposite side of me, and I was kind of sitting here like this going, what the hell is happening? I just wanted to close the restaurant and go home. What the hell? So anyway, I was sitting there, and he was sitting there, and he offered me a glass of champagne, which I politely declined because A, I didn't drink at that time, and also B, I don't drink champagne because champagne is gross. So I was working as well, and I was like, well, I'm working, it's kind of unprofessional, I'm technically still on the clock, I don't want to drink. So I, you know, declined, and he sat there and he pulled out his phone and he started talking about his girlfriend. And I was like, first of all, why are you telling me this? And he said, well, you have a girlfriend? But anyway, shock aside, he started talking to me about his girlfriend and he was crying, and I was like, oh, okay. And when he got upset and when he started crying, it was getting even harder to understand what he was saying. So I was kind of like, okay, so what's going on with your girlfriend then? And he was crying and he was talking about how his girlfriend had basically ditched him and moved to another country to get away from him. And I was just kind of like, okay, first of all, I'm not a relationship counsellor. If I was, I wouldn't be working in a sushi restaurant and I would be paid significantly more than I am now. Okay, so your girlfriend broke up with you and moved away. Alright, what do you want me to do about it? Then it turned out that this girlfriend was a co-worker of mine and was around my age. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in this video, but this guy's about 50. So there's a significant age gap, which I'm not judging. They were both of legal age. You know, you do you, and you know, you have relationships with whoever you want, whatever. But as an 18-year-old, I was sitting there going, what? So this girl was probably about a few years older than me. She's probably like, I'd say like 23 or something. So she's probably a little bit older, but still. My brain was just going, but you're like old, what the hell? But anyway, she had broken up with him, and that was, you know, it was the end of the world as far as he could tell. He was, you know, sobbing about how much he loved her and wanted me to basically read all these text messages and try and fix his relationship. And I was like, I don't know what to do. You know, I was in my first, like, long-term relationship at this point with Regan, and I just did not know how to respond. So, meanwhile, we're driving around town. We drive all the way up to the beach, which is probably a 20-minute drive from where I was working at the time. And the limo stopped, he got out, he made me get out, he smoked a cigarette, and then we got back in the cab and he drove me back to work. Because basically I couldn't help him, because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to fix his relationship. That's not something that I'm actually, you know, able to comment on. She obviously had her reasons for leaving, and he kind of had to accept that, but I didn't know how to say that to my boss's boss. So I kind of just went, I don't know, I don't know how to fix this. And so he took me back to work, and it was probably about, you know, 20 minutes before closing, so I closed the restaurant. You know, I got dropped off, I got out, he drove off, you know, I finished closing the restaurant, and I think I was walking at the time, and I walked home to my flat and was like, I literally walked into my flat, sat down and went, holy crap, so something happened today at work, and literally recounted this entire story to my 6 flatmates and was like, what the hell? And they kind of all just looked at me stunned. And I was like, so, yeah, that's a thing that happened to me today. I feel like I should get a bonus for doing what I did today. So yeah, that is my interesting, weird story of being taken from work in a limo to be a relationship counsellor and then go home. Yeah. As unbelievable as it sounds, that is a thing that actually happened to me. And it was at that moment that I questioned what my life had become. thankfully nothing as weird as that has ever happened, like, again, because I don't know if I'd be able to handle something that bizarre happening to me in this period of my life. So I hope you liked that story time. It's, yeah. I know it's really bizarre and weird, but hey, what can I do? If you enjoyed that video, please make sure to check out my last story time. It's just right here. You can also subscribe by clicking that little bubble right there. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, it is just down in the description box. And if you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe and let me know down in the comments below. I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.